Hey guys, Jim here. Gonna do something I don't do very often, which is an overview on a new fixed blade knife that I have in my collection. And there's two reasons that I want to get this uploaded onto YouTube. Number one, I'm in love with the knife. I think it is just probably one of the most badass little EDC size fixed blades I've ever owned. But also because I want to kind of put a spotlight on a really new maker. His name is Kyle Gummo. And the name of his knife company is actually H&WUSA, which stands for Harold and Willis Knife Company, which was named after his grandfather and his wife's grandfather, who were both World War II vets. You know, good old country boys who liked hunting and fishing and all that kind of good stuff, so they always had a knife with them. So for me, it's always a real big pleasure to bring out somebody that most people have not had a chance to hear about and maybe kind of get people in on the ground floor, you know, when their books aren't maxed out, when there isn't a 3-year wait and the prices haven't started going up through the stratosphere and secondary market hasn't kicked in. And it gives us all a chance to get in on the ground floor and get something really cool and work with somebody that's eager, that's hungry, that's willing to do anything to make you happy. Case in point, I had seen Kyle's posts on Instagram, and his Instagram name it's just at H&WUSA, but he spells out and, so it looks like hand WUSA, but there it is, HANDWUSA. And I saw him make a quick post with a knife in this shape with this purple Damascus, and it had these, you know, crazy toxic green Kieranite handles on it. And I went, holy shit, that thing looks friggin' awesome. I've got to have one of these, even though I'm really done with fixed blades. I really don't have a need for any more. I do have one more coming in, and that's just one more from Ryan, New York knife maker, to replace the one that I completely destroyed. I mean, I broke the friggin' blade. It's insane. So he's just being awesome and sending me a brand new knife to replace it. So I'm pretty much done with fixed blades. I mean, my daily carry, as you guys know, is my Bonner Pocket Butcher. It never leaves my pocket, ever. But when I saw this, I felt compelled to own it because I got a big thing for purple. And I've never really seen anybody do purple Damascus before. And for me, the best complementary color to purple is always a bright, screaming Viper green. But I didn't want to overdo it by having the handles done that way, so I asked him to do my liners in Toxic Green G10. And as you see, it is a fantastic contrast. And then we decided together to do the silver wire, aluminum wire, lightning strike carbon fiber for the handles. All the way around, this thing looks incredible. His fit and finish is really nice. You got to realize this is a young guy doing this out of his garage. He started with a simple 1x3 grinder and said, "I'm going to make knives." I think he said he started off doing it just to put handles on a fillet knife that his father already had, and he wanted to kind of gift it to him with fancier handles on it, and that kind of started him on his way. And he said the only real tutelage that he's received was just watching YouTube videos and seeing what other makers were doing. And for him to come out of the gate with such an aggressive profile, a unique grind, a very, I don't want to say overly difficult grind, but one that definitely has a lot of character to it, right out of the gate, I think is very impressive. He's got a great profile on this. It's just a stunner. It's beautiful. There's little subtle hues of blue that come through in the right light, but it is predominantly purple. Now, what he's using here is Alabama Damascus, and the actual pattern name is Alabama Redneck Skin. Now, there's a mouthful, isn't it? You know, and he's from one of the I'm a natural-born Floridian, so we have certain areas that are, you know, just metropolitan areas like Miami and stuff like that. But, you know, we have our real rednecky areas, too. You get out toward Ocala, you get outside of Tampa, where he lives in Land O'Lakes, and you could start getting into the good old boy country, some moonshine and shit like that. Believe me, I have lived my life here and enjoyed many of the perks of those lifestyles. It has been a lot of fun. Anyway, before I get off on a completely different tangent here, I just think it's a really cool name. So what he's doing here, a lot of people have been asking since he posted up the pictures of that one and then started posting the work in progress pictures on mine. And then obviously you guys know me. I get something new and I take a zillion pictures and put it on Instagram. And people started asking him, how the hell are you pulling this incredible purple color? And he did describe the process to me, and I'm sure that, I'm just going to be generalizing it to a point where it sounds a lot more simple than it is, so please forgive me for that. But all in all, what he says he does is he does heat treat to give it a light temper, and he says that relieves the stress in the steel, and he cleans up the blade, usually to around an 800 grit. He makes sure all the lines are out from his grinding, which if you notice, I mean, that is a clean, beautifully polished blade. I don't really, and we might see this after I've uploaded it and it's in HD, but I do not see any grind lines in this anywhere. He did a really great job of cleaning this up. I've seen some sloppy shit, especially from new makers. It's gonna happen. But, I mean, for a guy that's been doing this for about 9 months, this is clean. So anyway, he gives it a nice clean up there, a nice good buff for a nice polish on it, cleans it up with acetone, and then he goes back into the tempering oven. He's got a special jig that he made that allows him to even out the heat coloring, and that acts as a secondary temper and starts to color the blade to whatever shades he wants. As a matter of fact, it took him a couple of tries to get this because when he first did it, we saw a lot more blue and a lot of red coming through. And I said, listen, I really don't want to be a pain in the ass. And if I am being a pain in the ass, just tell me and I'll take it as it is. But I really fell in love with this because it was purple. That was the only reason I decided to buy yet another fixed blade that I'm probably not going to use all that much. And he says, oh, hell no, dude. Whatever knife I'm making for whomever I'm making it for, I want you to be 100% happy. He's like, it's no problem at all for me to take the scales back off and run it back through again. So he cleaned it all back up, ran it back through, and I think what he did here is amazing. This is going to be a great showpiece. Now, being a Damascus blade, it's going to be a tough blade. It's something that I can use, I can cut with, and not feel any guilt over it. But it is going to be one hell of a beautiful showpiece. So what I'm actually going to be doing, because he doesn't do any leather work yet, I'm going to be sending this to our buddy Frucci from the Wieners and Steel crew, because we all know that Lee has been doing some amazing, amazing leather work. And if you don't know, go check out his channel. He spells his online moniker F-R-O-O-C-H-I-E for those 8 people out there in the knife community that don't know Lee. Go check out his channel. He's doing some really badass shit. He's doing some cool valets, he's doing wallets, and he's doing some really nice roll cases for us to carry our knives in and protect them. So I'm sending this out with a couple other of my fixed blades, and he's going to make some sheaths for me. But I wanted to make sure that I sat down and I got this video done and out before I sent it off, because I really want people to see, new makers as they're coming up and demonstrating something unique. If this had been, I'll be perfectly honest with you, if this would have just been a really nice satin finish blade in whatever steel, or a two-tone or something else, it probably wouldn't have caught my eye. But seeing that purple, it was something that stopped me in my tracks. And I don't even remember how I came across it. Either a buddy of mine tagged me in the photo, or I came across it on somebody else's feed. I don't know. But I'm so very, very glad that I did. Not only because I got a bitchin' ass knife out of it, but I got to, a chance to email a few times with Kyle, and I feel I'm getting to know somebody that is going to be good in this industry. He's really on top of his customer service, which right now we see a maker or two that is flailing in that respect. I won't go any further with that. There's no need. And I think it's important to highlight people that are doing something unique, that are doing something creative, and that really have that passion. Maybe in 10, 15, 20 years, that spark is going to wear off and he won't have the passion that he has now. Who knows? But all I know is here's somebody that's coming out with something just a little bit different. I'm not saying that it's earth-shattering and it's never been done before, but I personally have not come across a purple Damascus blade. I've seen, shades of blue and stuff like that, but I thought this was just exceptional. The Ergonomics, you got to realize it's a little blade. It's a little 3-inch blade. If you measure from here, okay, it's got a 3-inch cutting area on it. But if you go all the way back from here to the tip, it's about a 3 1/4, and it comes out to just under 7 inches, about 6 3/4 inches overall length. So once it's in the proper kind of sheath, I want to do obviously the leather sheath like I was mentioning, it'll basically fit like my pocket butcher does, where the sheath will hold it upright in the pocket because of the shape of it, and I'll just be able to reach and grab it and slide it right out without the sheath coming out with it. This will actually be a really nice carry size. He's contoured the handles really nicely, and lightning strike carbon fiber is not the easiest of materials to work with. There are still plenty of guys that do not like to work with it and won't work with it. He's done a great contouring job. All the edges are soft. It's got like a nice melted finish to it. He did a great job finishing off the carbon fiber. There are absolutely no little, little spikes coming out, nothing from the wire. He did a great job cleaning this up. Here we can see the contouring work he did around the blade stock. He just did an amazing job. And, these are about $250. This is not a tremendous amount of money, but for a little size, little 3-inch fixed blade, that could be kind of a premium price to a lot of people, and I totally get that. But I think what you're getting here for the money is something unique and something that you can be proud of. And when you pull this out of your pocket, and hey, listen, there is nothing wrong with carrying, like a Strider fixed blade or, any other names that you can think of. They're all great, knives in that price range. But when you pull this out, this to me has a lot more character and a lot more soul in it than just a run-of-the-mill production, Strider or any other brand. It's got something that's, something special, and I think it speaks to the type of collector or person that you are by owning something like this. And yeah, you don't have to go with a bright contrast like I did, obviously. He'll do pretty much anything for you. And believe me, if you saw it with the bright green Kirinite, that was one hell. That was like the Joker knife. And I thought it was really cool. It was just a little bit too loud for me. And I think that using the carbon fiber here definitely toned it down. And when I want that pop of color, it's definitely there. It's definitely present. So yeah, overall, the Ergonomics are nice. I get 3 fingers fully on it, 4th finger right around the butt end. The jimping is sufficient. If it were me, and again, I'm not a knife maker, but if it were, if I would have had a choice, I'd go probably just a little bit more aggressive. Not enough to tear up your skin or tear up your sheath or your pocket or anything, but just a little bit more of an edge around each of the raised portions in the jimping. That way your thumb would kind of grab into it a little bit better. Right now it kind of glides on there. This is not going to be a hard use knife by any means, but it is made to those standards, so it could be. And in that case, you would want a little bit more secure jimping there because you don't have a lot of choil room here, so you don't have anything that's really stopping your finger from sliding up over to the cutting edge. So overall, it's lightweight, it's comfortable, it looks great, it feels great, and that's really all you need out of a good fixed blade. It's got a nice edge on it. It seems like it's going to be pretty tough. It's nice thick blade stock. So overall, I think I've got a winner here. I'm very, very satisfied with it. It's hard to really go on and on about a fixed blade because there's not a lot of intricacies to them like a folder, where you start talking about the pivot and the lock and the lock interface and the standoffs and backspacers and this and that. But I think there's a lot built into this for the money, and I would suggest everybody that has an interest in unique fixed blades, check him out, man, because I think he's doing something cool here. So again, it is on Instagram. He spells out the word "and." It's H&WUSA. Check him out. Badass stuff, man. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I've still got 1 or 2 more videos to do. I did get an amazing Les Voorhees that I really want to show with a blue titanium frame with full zirconium overlays on top of it. That is truly an amazing, amazing knife. And I think after that, I'm pretty much caught up for the time being. I do have a few more on the way to me. So with that, I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Thanks as always for watching, and let your friends know.